What's going on, boy? Cool back again with another up the score banger, man. You know who we got in the building tonight. I got my boy Tap with me. Got my boy Sean Dunn. And got the infamous JB, man. How y'all feeling tonight, boys?
Let's get it. Let's get it. Feeling good, man.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. As usual, we done gave y'all some gems. We done gave y'all them diamonds, man. So tonight, we're gonna close off season one with a banger. Y'all ready?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So tonight we got a big one coming for y'all, man. Love versus survival, and I'm pretty sure there's always two tales tonight, baby. So open your ears, close your mouth, sit down, put on that seatbelt, and let's get into it right here, right now, baby. Right here, right now. Without further ado, there are two types of people in this world: the ones raised on love, and the ones raised on survival. Ones who are raised on love often see the world through a different eye lens. They see the good in everyone and everything, and are typically the ones that people gravitate to because of the vibration they tend to give off. Then you have people like myself, who was raised on survival. My family shows things you need: shelter, food, clothes. Not so much hugs and kisses, love, I love yous, and what's bothering you. So for a span of time, it was extremely difficult for me to be comfortable to speak about what was bothering or hurting me because growing up, this wasn't provided. So as we peel back this onion and give our personal pieces of how we grew up and what we experienced, tap in with us so we can also hear yours and y'all can also tap into us as we give y'all ours. As up the scope, let's get straight into it, baby. Here we go, here we go, here we go. How do you believe you was raised with love or survival? And I want y'all to not so much scrape the surface, but I want y'all to give a full, in detail response as to what do you feel or how do you feel you would. Let me hear, brother man. Tap.
No, with me, man, I believe I was raised off of love and a bit of survival, but I think majority of love. And I was raised in a single parent home, with a mom who basically just understood the ins and out of being love. You know what I'm saying? And she grew up in a nice household, father and mom inside, and they gave that unconditional love. So it's like one of those things that she kind of definitely instilled in me to see the good in everything. So when things are going bad, you can't sit around and mope. You can't sit around and and get upset about it. It got to get done and see the best about it. See the best in everything. I mean, so my whole life it was just more so just if anything is going wrong, I'm gonna find the best out of everything I got going on. So I'm gonna always look at the good side of everything and then find a way to get it done. So I think for me, I was definitely raised off of love. My dad more so gave me survival. So that's why I say he gave me the things that I needed for street cred. Just learning how to maneuver through the streets, understanding ins and outs on certain things, and pretty much not really the love and the affirmations, but it was more so just just giving me that hard and that what I needed as far as the survival. But my mom gave me that love, so I'm kind of mainly on love, but a bit of survival.
Gotcha, gotcha. So do you feel like mom, raising you so much on love, and dad, having that survival, you know, in the picture as well? Do you feel like it benefited you from having both love and survival?
I think ultimately it gave me it made me become Tap. It made me become who I am. I think you wouldn't know Tap this day. You wouldn't know the Tap that everybody has encountered if I didn't have that mom love and that dad survival. So I think they both kind of niched very well, just giving me those both that I needed. You know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, the love just gave me that everybody I'm around, they gravitate to me. The survival, it made me be able to fit in and understand that I understand your life as well. So I won't be so judgmental towards you, but I understand what you've been through. So I'm going to put the love that I have on you. You feel what I'm saying? So
That last line was tremendous,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was
I,
powerful. That was
I
powerful.
understand what you're going through and what you're experiencing in life. And being that I wasn't, we raised two different ways. I understand how you feeling. So
mhm.
you might be going through certain things that I don't know what's going on, but I can see that you are expressing yourself without saying much. And
Right.
me raised a different way from you, I can see that.
and I can share
Definitely
the love on
100%.
it.
JB, facts, facts.
I believe I
JB,
was
man, you're
raised.
right.
I believe I was raised off love because I grew up around, although my mom, she fought for survival for her love. She still gave me and my sister that unconditional love that we needed to go about life and stuff like that. So her showing me that me and my sister, you know, that unconditional love and stuff like that. Even though it wasn't good at times, but it wasn't bad at times. But I was raised off love because if she couldn't do it, somebody else could. So they stepped in and gave us the love that we needed. Like my auntie, she stepped in and gave us the love that my like when my mom was going through her personal times or what have you, she stepped in and gave us that love that we needed. So
Mhm.
I believe I was raised off love and not so much of survival because I didn't have to I didn't have to want or need it for anything.
Hmm. Okay, okay. So let me ask you this: Do you feel like life would have been different if you was raised more on survival than love? And in your personal experience.
Most life would have definitely been different because I'm not it, when it come to like relationships and like my like interactions with people, I'm always the giver type because that's how my auntie that's how she raised not raised me, but that's how she when she came in my life, I ain't gonna say came in because she was always in my life, but when she was in my life, she always was the giver type. Took
Mhm.
took me here, made me see different things, made me see the world in a bigger perspective, and just you know, and just my community or just my surroundings. She made me see it's bigger what what you're dealing with right now. So my thing is I'm a giver. So she gave me that giver type of love. So I would say it would be different because then I'll be, hard nosed pit bull type guy, but I'm not because of how I was the people that, that was around me, the village that was around me growing up.
100%, 1,000%, man. Hey, big shouts out to Auntie, man, for showing you that unconditional love, man. That's very important, man. Big shouts out to Auntie for that one for sure. How do experiences of love and attachment in childhood shape an individual's approach to survival and relationships in adulthood? And I saved this question for one specific person because I know he gonna give us everything that we need and all details on.
Come on, Bishop.
Bishop Sean the Don. Come
Come
on
on,
now.
Bishop.
Come on, Bishop.
Well, all right. So this a heavy question, you know, because it's like you say, it's shaping us into adulthood. Who will grow from a child in order to be amongst the world as men and women. You know what I'm saying? So I know it as love is a never ending experience. You know, for as we grow wiser in age and we aim to seek an everlasting love. An unconditional love that doesn't fail nor quit. In doing so, we must first learn how to love. You know what I'm saying? So most people they fail to realize that love is a thing that has to be learned, you know, and we have
Hmm.
to learn how to teach one another how to do so. You because it's different types of love that people have that they walking around with. So we say treat others how we want to be treated, though we got to revisit that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really look at that, a lot of times people mistreat themselves just on how they speak to
Ooh.
themselves, how they speak to others. You know what I mean? So it's imperative for us
Mhm.
to first learn how, and then that starts with us learning how to properly love ourselves. Like I said, afterwards you'll see that love itself is the attachment. A lot of times we love in a non-unconditional basis. We have our love with conditions. So
what you
That'll
said
that'll be right.
how that what you said how people don't even love themselves. That's a big one right there because you have people who put all this negative energy into the world and expect somebody to love them positively.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Right.
You've given off a negative frequency and you expect somebody to walk into your life and to upgrade you, but you can't even upgrade yourself.
Right. And see, so
And
that's what.
and
Go
yeah,
ahead, brother.
Bishop.
My bad.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So, like I'm saying, so like in that, it comes more so along the lines of possession. You know what I mean? And we don't own anyone for love because it's not controlling. You know what I mean? You don't own anybody. So that would be someone trying to rule over you if that were to be the case. And if they was
100%.
trying to rule over you, that separates you from love itself. You know, because love is
Mm,
non-controlling. Love is free.
mm-hmm.
When you know you really have love, you're gonna feel free. You know what I mean? You're not gonna feel tied to anything. A lot of people in today's modern time, they walking around talking about soul ties. Now, I'm not here tonight to speak on if it's real or if it's not, though. I myself don't want to be tied to anything. I was free when you met me. It should still feel like that when I'm with you. We should be free together. You know, not tied in, locked in, and all this. That's possession. And if we look up the
Yeah.
word possess, you know, you'll find a very, very key detail in there. The same definition of possess is the same thing when we speak about, you know, marriage and all that. So yeah, God is love.
Hey,
That's what we have to keep in mind. God is love.
hey, hey. All I got to say to that is my experiences of love and shaped my adulthood is like I was so closed off as I got older, man, because like I say, I wasn't afforded that luxury of having a safe space. I wasn't afforded that luxury of showing emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because single family household, and this is no discredit to my mother at all, my village at all. They did a fantastic job raising me. I give them my everything, but it was certain things that I wasn't awarded, and it was certain things that I didn't have the luxury of having access to. That kind of like cut me back as I grew up because I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know how to talk to people, without getting mad because things that they were saying. Because again, those things were cut off to me. So as I got older and as I started experiencing, there's many different ways that people are, raised up. And I had to put into perspective that the way I was raised is not gonna be the same way somebody else was raised. Like my woman,
Right.
for example, she was raised off of love. So how I used to talk to her sometimes, and I'm ashamed to say this, how I used to talk to her was like I was like battling with her in a sense, but it was I was coming from a
Survival.
unhealed childhood. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I had to heal from what scarred me as a kid, so I don't bleed on the adults that I run into in my adulthood. And once I became aware of what I was doing, I had to change my ways. So now I can talk to many different people. I can run into whomever. I know how to talk to and greet people with positivity and everybody. You don't have to be this tough guy walking around like you ape man, like you just better than anybody in the world. When in all actuality, if you get to know me, I got a big heart. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got,
I
I
got a
got,
huge
I got,
heart. So
I got a question on that. So, when it comes to, you being raised off, survival, how you say you were, you know, what was the, once you understood that you were, bleeding in survival mode, how did you know how to flip the script and become more so the lover or spread more
I was
love?
I was running off people, really good people who was trying to pour love into me, but I was so naive that I full.
Mm,
So I felt like I didn't need that because I didn't understand it.
right.
So it was like they was trying to give me all this love, all this reassurance, all of this, positivity. but I was like a wall. Like I was just blocking it all because again, I didn't understand what was going on. I was still, closed minded, closed off. Nah, I'm good. It's either my way or the highway. But once I realized that, it became I'm not gonna get very far with this mindset. So
Mm-hmm.
once I opened up my eyes, like I always say, once I open my ears and close my mouth, my picture of life got a whole lot bigger. Got a whole lot bigger. I started to understand more. I started to comprehend a lot more things. I started to understand and really listen to people who were talking to me, not from a place of authority, but actually from an actual place of love.
Mm.
So that's what
That's
really
deep,
helped me out.
bro.
Sure, for sure, man, for sure. And since we on this great topic of love versus survival, I want to present to y'all a cool fact. Did you know that by the third grade, if you're not on your prospective reading level, that prisons are already accounting for you to accompany your bed? Know that.
I keep
I
trying to tell these young boys
hey,
I
I,
work
I
with.
I think I actually learned that pretty much I think in high school. When they were saying,
Mm-hmm.
for all the people that they made the FCAT, strictly for the the kids who weren't passing, they kind of already put you on assignment in the jails, and it was
Mm-hmm.
sickening to hear that, but it's like, bro, that's the reality though, because they feel like
Mm-hmm.
once you can't pass a standardized test or a test that we're giving you, you can't amount to nothing in this world. You can't really pretty much do nothing, and that's definitely false. But I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just a wild reality though.
But you
But
also
like
gotta go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead,
JB.
Cole. I'm just gonna say you also gotta look at like how the school system is built. Look how school is built. It's built like a jail. They're treated like a jail. Gotta walk in single file line. Can't talk in line. The food that they're giving them is not the best of food. It's healthy enough to get by, but I just see the schoolhouse like a jail. To me, in my eyes, personally.
Hey, and it sucks that around the third grade, you typically have kids from the ages of what 7 to 9, in
Yeah.
some cases. It
Mhm.
sucks that it's already labeling these kids as future
Jailhouse kids.
ministers to society when they
Mhm.
only between the ages of 7 to 9. So
Do 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 we
They ain't
do
even
we
live their
feel
life
like
fully.
the love versus survival it plays a big role when it comes to kids in those standardized tests? Do you think they had love at home, or just depends on what situation is? Do you think that kind of plays a role into how
100%,
they?
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
100%, and it's to me, I believe those are the kids that they target, the ones
Mhm.
who the luxury or the option of having a two-parent household, because typically those are the kids who are beneath a comprehension level, are kids who either raised on survival, because when you have a kid raised on love, they understand those things because love is
Yeah.
being poured in education about awareness, about life, about friendships, things of that nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Facts. Facts.
you know after that, this one right here, I saved it for a very special person.
Mhm.
Can love how can love dictate how one is raised? And also, can tough love and survival be confused in the same meaning? Brother man, tap. I say this one just for you. Because I
Um,
just know you about to take us to church.
I think, and I think sometimes we all flirt the line between love and tough love. With me, I was given that pure, real, that good love, and it made me become, a great individual. It become, just I have my flaws, but it made me, just look at life for always for the good. I think the tough love is well needed. The tough love is what I feel like the men need, or just to be able to understand. Okay, yeah, I love you. Yeah, I can give you, these gems and this and that. But in the day when you're not upholding your side of the deal, or if you're not upholding, whatever it is, that tough love has to come in. Okay, well, hey, I understand, I love you, but I can't show you that generosity of love today. So I think, tough love and I want to call it soft love. I think more so I value tough love, and I show a lot of tough love, which I say I flip the line a lot because some people need that affectionate, they need that affirmation, they need that different type of love. But for me, I think tough love kind of helps mold great adults because they understand and they have to learn how to live in an environment where people don't really care how about your feelings. They don't care about which pretty much is a survival. The world is full of survival, and if you have that tough love in you, you understand that you got to meet the people with the survival, where they at. You got to understand. Okay, well, I can't be down on myself because I dropped the ball. Hey, get up, stop crying, make another play. We ain't got time for all that. I can't sit here and always give you that tough love. I mean that generosity of love. So like I said, I think more so, tough love helped, mold me, and that's how I value, I put it towards my kids, to my people I'm around, my line brothers, my everybody. I show a lot of tough love when I say I flip the line because some people need other love, and I think you just kind of get confused sometimes.
Okay,
Facts.
that's a fact. So I want to ask you a question. You said men need tough love.
Mm.
When do you when do you feel, when they are, from prince to, a young king to a king? What stage do you that the tough love should start?
Well, I mean, even me seeing this now, man, I have a 5 year old, bro, and it's just me seeing that it's small things that I want to be super lovey, lovey, like, hey, son, yeah, man, this is not. I have to give tough love for him because he won't never grow into knowing responsibilities. He won't grow into understanding priorities. He won't go into understanding how seriousness of certain things. When you always giving that soft love, you give them excuses, you give them a way out. And sometimes that tough love don't allow you to have a way out. So me having to learn that now with my 5 year old, just understanding like, hey man, daddy love you, but in the day, I gotta be hard on you today because in the day, if I don't be hard on you today, tomorrow you're gonna be a bum. Tomorrow you ain't gonna have no sense of nothing, no mind for yourself. You're gonna be a follower. You're gonna be all this. So I have to let you know I'm not gonna accept this. And you can cry, whatever it is, but today I love you, and I'm doing these things out of love. So I think pretty much as early as possible. I won't say 2 or 3. I mean, because they real babies, but when it comes to where they can conversate with you, you can actually have those conversations, and you demand them to start doing certain things, and you try to mold them and teach them certain steps of life. I think it come in as soon as you believe that your child's mature enough when it comes to that. So
100%. Especially when it comes to, with them being able to understand and have a conversation with you, and dictate, what y'all talking about, things of that nature, for sure. Because I'm in the same boat with you, big dog. So definitely, as long as my son could comprehend and understand what I'm saying to him, and I comprehend, hey, daddy still love you, but at the end of the day, I'm raising you to be the head of a household, whenever
hmm
that time comes. So I cannot let you fail, because if you fail when you grow up, then I failed as your father.
yeah.
And we don't want to have that. Brother man, Sean the Don, what you thinking?
Love at times is going to be tough. You know what I mean? For it is on the person that's being loved, right? Most of us at some point needed tough love, like tap our caveat on that. Due to our lack of discipline or not listening, we had to have someone constantly correcting us and guiding us upon the straight and narrow path. Though that in itself is love, for if that would have not been so, then we may have said our parent or guardian didn't care for us or they didn't really love us as much, spare the rod, spoil the child, right? So I know some people may disagree nowadays as far as that type of correction, though it is easy to see if you just look around at what's happening today. You know what I mean? So if we fail to get that tough love at times, then we may be in a society that none of us really want to live in.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it all depends on the individual, on the child. Like I said, so like for my instance, we spoke on parenting, right? So when I had my first child, it's a girl, my daughter, right? So I wasn't tough on her because she came as a girl and not a boy. No, I was tough because I
Oh,
loved them.
Sean, hold on, Sean. But I think the podcast God, so somebody was trying to block your message or something. Because man, that thing when you was talking
Yeah,
about for
man.
your daughter point, that
Yeah,
thing was
yeah,
yeah, boy. Cause yeah,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
Cause
man. That one they got a little crazy, man.
hey, and
Hey,
I know
hey,
that
hey.
thing was You know
Good.
what I'm saying? Hey, I know that thing was about to get good, but that thing with the I'm like, oh man, I can't even hear that,
That
bro.
bit went
Facts
that
though. Facts, 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 facts though. Facts
Yeah,
though. Can
But shit,
y'all?
I'll pick up
Can
where we
y'all?
left off on. If it, okay, there you go. There you go.
Nah. Hey. Before let's get to it. Shauna Don, talk to us, baby.
So, like I was, you said left off when I was speaking on my daughter.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, like with her, that was my first child. So I was more so a little more tougher. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't that she's a girl. I had a girl and didn't have a boy. That's why it's some type of mental thing with myself. No, it just was my first child. So being so that first time parent, knowing what goes on in the world, I'm just trying to make sure I get it right. You know what I mean? So though then when my son came into play, I was a little softer. You wasn't super soft, though I was a little softer with him in the beginning phases of him. So I say all that to say the child itself is going to teach you how to also love them properly. It's a learning thing. We have to learn this, and you got to pay attention to body language. You got to pay attention to behavior patterns. A lot of things are happening due to lack of love. We have to remember the child go from
I don't know if the podcast guys not messing with Bishop tonight, dog, but
Hey, they going.
They ain't messing with him. They not messing with him
they
tonight,
killing my boy.
boy. They killing him.
Whatever message you spilling out, bro, they not trying to they ain't trying to let the world hear it.
That's that
hey,
AT&T.
I'm gonna say this, man. When I was with my brothers and we was doing what's called mental magic, we used to do it on Zoom. The same thing used to happen to my brother. Cut it off. So
They they killing you, dog. They killing you. So we're gonna try to progress through that one. We're gonna try to progress through that one. But we're going back to the same person. I want us to take a second and explain how survival can dictate a person's path in life. Bishop Sean, come on, baby, talk to us.
same manner, because it started from the root.
Let's get it. Let's get
So
it.
so just by teaching a child in the manner and way they should go is part of survival. Though it will be under the umbrella of love itself, because love and survival is hand in hand. You know, we don't teach per se from that level as the parent. We learn from that level from the child of how to love them. Though we do teach them survival, they can't teach that to themselves. We have to teach that to them. So anyway, like I was saying, for when you love a person, you are going to instill the art of survival into them naturally. That just gonna come. That's what comes with love. Cause I want to see you in the end. I want to see you make it. I want to see you have longevity. So that within itself is love. Also, a child that's born in a war zone, literally and figuratively speaking, would of course have to be spoken to on that a little differently. Let's just say a child in Iraq or something like that. By the time they 2 years old, they already knowing how to shoot
Yeah.
because they're not in a field of love. They're not in a world of love. They in a world where it's all about divide, conquer, and hate.
Mm.
So in that type of environment, we would have to really see what's going on with that because you don't have time for love. Like Rick Ross said in a song before, don't waste a prayer for peace in a war zone.
Mm,
It's you may hope for that. You will want that. But you seeing your loved ones just go, you gotta survive, and then that creates a whole nother beast. Um, Yet trouble doesn't have a special place to dwell. We should all know that. And with saying so, like I say, if the environment is threatening, you're gonna have to have that survival going on. So I say this in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 2 through 4. It say, count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. So even for my people out there who feel they was raised on survival, it's hope to understand one day, not to lean on your own understanding, though, to hope for one day that you too can experience that love. not and if you've always been feeling like, man, it's just been a battle, it's a constant war. Like I just gotta always I'm trying to survive. No, you're not to sound cliche, only the strong survive. It's true, though the question will never end. What are you surviving for?
Mm.
To just say you survive?
Mm. What are you surviving for? What keeps you going?
Well, that boy
I
just
like that
said
one.
something. That boy
I
just
like.
said something.
I had a question, but you just messed him up with that one.
Nah,
What are you? What are you surviving for?
we spoke on
So
that all week, man.
He
What are you
said something.
surviving for? It's one of those things
Damn.
he was speaking. You ultimately survive eventually to to want to love or be loved. So your whole life you're chasing that anthem of love. So
right.
as a survival,
But
you're always in that race.
See, look,
but if you was born on survival, if you was born on survival, how can you interpretate that love though?
I got you. I got you. So, because I know a lot of people may listen and hear I use the word hope, right? So, okay, hope in the sense for a person to whom have been solely raised on survival alone will have to have hope for love, right? Especially if that person has made it through the tunnel. For again, what would be the purpose of surviving? To just say, hey, I'm such and such and I am a survivor? God forbid. For love is for everyone, though a victim may not be for love due to the fact that the environment or abuser of that person used the word love, though lack the spirit of it. And now the victim wants nothing to do with love at all.
Hey man, okay,
Well,
okay.
So
Damn.
I go to the scripture one more time, right? The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10. It say, finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace, in all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. So
Hey,
I
bro.
say that, amen. I say that to say that no matter what we going through, no matter how we going through it, where we going through it at, you got to be strong in the Lord. Put on the whole
100%.
armor of God. Why? Because
100%.
when I put on this whole armor of God, God itself isn't survival. God
Mm.
created eternity. So now we have this eternal love.
Ooh,
For God
hey,
itself is love.
hey, tap this man online, huh?
that boy, the bar. Hey, that boy, the bar. That boy dropped a bar just now, boy. The helmet of
Hey, that boy
Yes,
salvation.
on
sir.
long right now. I ain't
Yes.
gonna lie
Hey,
to you.
this how you close out season one. Hey, Bishop
Hey,
boy,
boy, hey, I ain't gonna lie,
Hey,
boy. Hey, boy, I feel like I'm in great Bible study, but I'm also,
I'm
learning
trying to
about
tell you.
revelation, man. This that was
When
powerful.
we speaking on love, not to say the word irritated, right? I'm not irritated. Though the thing is, when people mention love, I just listen to them, cause I'm trying to hear where's God at in you. If you don't have no love, where's God at in you? God is love. Love is God. I'm starting to see how people of the world do not love God, and
Mm.
you can't love anything outside yourself, though God is in you. First and foremost, when you ain't even chose to love you, that's a choice. Love is a choice, just like survival. So if you don't love yourself, how long will you survive? Because you're going to give up. How long you really going to survive?
If you don't love yourself, how long you gonna survive?
Hey, that's big right there,
How you
boy.
gonna win when you ain't right within?
How
Come
you
on.
gonna win when you ain't right within?
Pop
Come
tried to
again.
tell
You
him.
heard me?
I like
Man,
that one. Yeah.
hey,
So
boy.
since we're on this
might
topic,
drop,
since
might
we're on this
drop.
topic of so much love, so much survival, can love be viewed as a fundamental human need? that's comparable to other basic survival needs such as food and shelter? JB, what you think?
Of course, love is a fundamental human need. You'll have to learn to be okay with yourself, and you have to learn to be okay even when love doesn't even exist or isn't even fundamental. So fundamental love is profound affection and have a deep attachment that comes with with it. You know, you care about someone or something beyond yourself that gives you the fundamental love.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question about that. You know, we just heard Bishop Sean say, you know, if you don't love yourself, that means you know you basically not tapping in with God because God is love. So if you
Right,
say
right.
if you say that love should be viewed as a fundamental human need, you know, but then you also said something along the lines of if you don't love yourself or something like that, right? You said
Mhm. Mhm.
so. How can you not love yourself and expect someone to love and pour into you?
It's like that's a tricky question for real because if you don't love yourself and expect someone to pour and love into you, you don't know what love is. Like all of us play football, all of us play sports. We love the sport of football. We will die on the field to play the sport of football. If that person or that person that you invested in is not giving you that same type of love, then you're not gonna know it. Even if they do little things, you're not gonna be like, oh, this is love, or or she's doing this out of love because you still don't know what love is for real. So
So
it's
It
it's
becomes hard. It
it's,
becomes
it's a
hard
tricky
to.
question for real.
It becomes hard
so
to even receive love. You don't know love most time. More time than not.
yeah,
That's what I said in the beginning. It's
yeah.
gonna be hard for you to receive it if you don't know what love is. If you
So
never experienced love.
so my next question to you, JB, to your point, if you never experienced it and you don't know what love is,
How can you give
what
it?
no. What makes you what makes you feel that love should be viewed as a fundamental human need? If for the specific person that don't understands love and don't know how to give love, or even just not looking to accept love, how can you force someone to accept the love that you're pouring into them and help them understand to love themselves?
Well, at that point, you have to take baby steps. So say me and my chick that I'm messing with, she never experienced love. I have to do baby steps with her to get her to know that like this is love. This is how you show love. This is how you be in love type stuff. So it's all baby steps to get that person in that space of love because if they're so stuck on survival, they're not gonna see love like, oh, he's doing this because he loved me. They're gonna see it as, oh, he's doing this just because he wanna get in my pants. Or just because he wanna just because he think I'm cute, stuff like that. But
Okay, I can piggyback off of that too. What you got going on, man? I
go
think
ahead, piggyback
I,
off of it.
I think more so like how Sean was speaking on, man. You know, the world revolves around love, no matter how we look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody yearn to be loved, or want to be loved, even if they don't know what it looks like or what it sounds like, what it smells like. Everybody wants that closure of love in their life, and this is just me doing statistics on just going around my life, for 30 years, well, 29, going on 30 years next month. Just seeing that, women
Ha.
ultimately wants to be loved. They can
Yeah.
act tough. They can be the biggest, hothead in the world, but ultimately they're surrounded by eventually wanting to be loved or wanting to know what love is. Just being
Hmm.
survival helps. It kind of hinders the learning process, like who was saying before. Like, you know, you want to be loved, you want love in your circle, but you don't know how to receive it because you're not used to it. So it takes the right thing, like you said, taking baby steps, the right process for you to be able to, okay, well, dang, let me learn from this process and move forward. And I did a little stat online. I had looked it up. So it was like it said, in fact, the need for love is considered to be one of our basic needs, according to psychoanalysts like John Bowley and Abraham Maslow. Being loved is an essential as food, water, and shelter. Once your physical and safety needs are fulfilled, love and belonging, love and belonging are next in line. So I know I looked that up just kind of figure out how the world view love. Like I say, everybody ultimately wants to be loved or wants to feel love or want to be in a circle where there is love at. So you could be full of hate all your life. You want to eventually feel love, and we all can attest to this. We all yearn for love. I mean, no matter what it is, eventually the end goal is I want to be loved or I want to express love. I want to just know what love feels like. That's the end goal. We want to be married. We want to just have that love story or whatever it is. You want to just feel love. Love in football, you want to know football loves you back. In a relationship, you want to know your girl loves you back. Food, you want to know food fills you up, and now you feel love. You know what I'm saying? You ultimately want love, no matter what it is. You got it's like love is everywhere. You when you go God, praise God. I love you, Lord. Like, it's everything is like it's pointed to God is love. You understand? We all look for love eventually one day, even if we don't show it right now. Love is the ultimate goal, honestly. And it's definitely a need for some people. Some people really, I've been around people, man, who really live their life where every day they life, I want my soulmate. I want to be around love. I want to meet my soulmate. I wanted this, I wanted that. Like it's like, but you walking every day, you're not showing that you want to meet your soulmate. But in return, that's your ultimate goal. But you're not living like you want it. But it's still the ultimate goal.
1000%. Man, you just said something right there. Love is the ultimate goal.
That boy just
Definitely.
crazy with the
Love
gems.
makes you
That
happy,
boy,
man.
that boy dropped gems and facts
Yeah.
on us.
Fact.
Ooh, that
That is
boy
a
tapped
fact.
tonight.
That is a fact
Dang.
tonight, boy. Hey,
Just
hey,
one.
y'all is cooking. We in April. Y'all talking like Thanksgiving tomorrow. I love this, man. Y'all
Dropping
give me
Shh.
gems
Might
goosebumps,
tomorrow.
man.
it,
You
I
see what
it
like
we
just
y'all.
doing,
might be.
man? Fool?
It just
Hey,
might be. Cause guess what? Cause guess what Thanksgiving is, love.
hello,
Hello.
hello. Okay,
For real.
I like where this is going. I like where this nice
Hey,
right here.
why do we love Christmas? Because we get to be around love.
Get to spread love. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
New Year's, new love.
You know,
What you know
It's
about
all
Biggie?
about. Hey
you
man,
know, you know,
Spread love. That's a Brooklyn way.
you know. So with how our communities are, with how social media is, with just how society is right now, is it a culture or a society factor that the influence on how individuals prioritize love over survival instincts? What you think, Bishop?
Of course. Assimilation to society is everywhere.
mm,
You know, most people base their everyday lives on what they see or hear from external sources versus getting in alignment and in tune with themselves to really use their hearts in order to begin to understand. You know, that'll just be the beginning of understanding. Because a lot of people don't love
You got
themselves. So what you gonna begin to do? You're gonna begin to look outside yourself. What are they looking for? A lot of people don't need that car. They didn't need that house. They had means, modes, and ways to get other things, but nah, they wanted to get materials, and it's not saying everyone. Though we have a lot of people trying to fill a void. What are you void of? What are you void from? Love.
fact. Fact.
Jesus Christ, man, Bishop
For
be
the
going
love of
crazy.
money. That's why a lot of
Loving
men,
my man. Loving my
excuse
man.
me, a lot of brothers. That's why a lot of brothers hustling. A lot of these
What
women,
you know
they
about that
they
Bone
they
Thugs? What you know about that
they
Bone
putting
Thugs?
themselves out there. A lot of women putting themselves out there for love, but in the wrong way. So they'll never even receive it. Though they will never begin to love themselves to stop putting themselves out there the way they are.
So I got a question. I got a question. So I was on social media the other day, right? So I seen a dude, a genuine dude, man, cool dude, and he had done asked a group. It was like a group of two young ladies, and he was like, what are five things you bring to the table, as far as for a man? And both of them was like nothing, 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 nothing. And he was like, you serious? He was like, if you ain't got no bag, I don't want you. And he was like, "Are you serious? Like, are you playing, right?" He was like, "No, like, get out my face. You don't got no bag. I don't want you." So it's like the perception of the media. Someone will go on that media and see that and be like, "Okay, well, yeah, that's cool. That's how I feel." But you scream you want love. You scream you want affection. You scream you want this. But when love is in your face and it's genuine, you only see the money as your love. So we get confused with the media, what the media portray to us, like, okay, money is love, it is love, but if you want to be loved and be loved by a man who genuinely loves you back, where do your morals begin?
Run that back. Run that back. Run that back. Run that back.
If if you want to be around love or be around a guy who actually loves you or genuine love, and you so stuck on the media or what they portray love is, where do your morals begin? It's one of them things where it's like, okay, well, you say you want to be loved, you have ultimate goals of being loved, but when it's right in front of you, it's ignored, it's bashed, it's talked about because he's either a lame or whatever it is. But you want love, right? You're not saying you want a rich guy. You want love. If you want love, you take love for what it is. Love sometimes can be right in your face, and you're blindfolded by these Ray Bans in your face that you just decided to put on because you only see love in one way. But love is not about looks all the time. Love is about what you really want. And most people, like, I remember growing up, I swear to God, I remember growing up, and it's like when we was growing up, like, when you meet a girl, my mom used to always say, "Oh, you meet them for their personality." Everybody say about personality, but it's like nowadays when you meet a person, their personality may fit perfectly. Everything you want, handsome, whatever it is, beautiful. But if they ain't got no money, or they ain't got the money that you will want because the media done put it in your head for this. Now it's like, okay, well, yeah, I don't want you. You ain't got no bag. I don't want you. So you prayed for love. God sent you love, and you just kicked them back out the door. Then you gonna do it again tonight. You're gonna pay for it again. And I sent you a boat, rabbit, and you ain't hop on the boat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one thing. I feel like the media is definitely tearing down the value of love. Honestly, it's giving a great value of it.
Another
You right.
thing,
You right.
another thing with that though, all of that is somebody with a survival mentality. And the only thing looking to survive is something that's dying. See, love is what you need, right? Survival didn't wake you up. You're not in charge of you breathing. Love woke you up. God loved you. It woke you up again. Until you understand that, people gonna act like they hate
Might
love.
drop.
Hey man, I just,
He always
I just,
gonna drop the mic. He always gonna drop the mic.
Do they hate
I just
love,
want
or
to say
do they
this.
not know it's there?
I just want to say this. Y'all prepare for this, boy. This,
Hey,
this
People don't know.
I got a little quote. I got a little quote. So love comes from cooperation, and cooperation is our route to survival. Humans need other humans in order to live. We need each other to reproduce, to learn, to seek safety, share resources, and raise children. So the culture, society that you are raised in plays a bit role in that. Plays a bit role in that.
okay.
Because we need each
Okay.
other. We need each other. We need each other. Without I need you, cool. I need you, top. I need you, bishop. Without the three of y'all, wouldn't been podcast.
That's
Just
real.
that simple.
That's real. That's
We
real.
need each other. Y'all are
That's for
teaching
sure.
me to be a better man, to be a better to y'all get on me every day. Do this, JB do that. You need to be better. We need each other. So That's a form of love. But most people don't see that as love though. They just see that as you they just see that as you getting on me. You nitpicking me. But they don't see that as love though. But that is really love because if y'all didn't do what y'all do, then I know that y'all don't love me.
Mm.
If Tap
That's
don't get on me every day, if Cool don't get on me every day, if Bishop don't, if Bishop don't get on me every day, I know that's not love. Even the good, the bad, you gotta take that. Why is he me like this? Cause he wanna see you do better. He love you. My LBs, they get on me. My auntie, they get on me. My sister, she get on me because she love me. She wanna make sure that I'm doing better with my life. She don't want to see me in the same position I was in a year ago. But most people can't handle that. So that's when they fall back on survival.
hey, that's real now. I can't even say anything, to rebuttal that because, like you say, I need y'all boys. I need my old lady. I need my kids. I need my family. Those are the ones who keep me going. Those are the ones who, I need God. Those are the ones who keep me going every day. Who keep waking me up, keep giving me a purpose to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all boys give me a purpose to get on up the skull, and become a better man every day. Same thing for my family. Same thing for my old lady and my kids. Y'all y'all give me a purpose, and y'all continue to pour into me and instill in me, be better every day, become a better man every day. Hold yourself accountable. Be aware of what you are putting out in the world, because what you're putting out in the universe is going to come back to you tenfold. you know
Mm-hmm.
uh Continue to respect yourself, continue to respect others, and those key elements of life have been guiding me since this podcast has started, bro. I couldn't tell y'all how different, I try to, direct myself through these avenues, and continue to get better each and every day because of the things that I'm learning off this podcast, man. So definitely, I do need y'all, boys. So don't ever think Cool just here for the ride, man. Because Cool is definitely here for the life lessons, for the brotherhood, for the love, man. Love y'all boys for
Much
sure,
love,
for
bro.
sure. Okay, so do we believe those who raise those who were born in survival mode actually know that? So people who never got a chance to access love, or people who, well, I gonna say never access love, never was awarded the chance to access physical love. Do we believe that they understand that they were born into survival mode? What you think, Top?
Oh man, that's a difficult one, man. Like I say, coming from a guy who was born, who was raised in love, man, it's difficult to try to kind of diagnose that. You know what I'm saying? And I believe solely that if you're around, like say you in school and you know the difference from somebody next to you, in school. Okay, yeah, he's a little bit more of a baby, or his parents are more around. You kind of just observe things like that. So I believe from being in school or just people you growing up with, I think if you didn't know, you kind of get an idea of, okay, well, we were born differently, we were raised differently, and you may not at that moment know it's a survival. At that moment, you probably feel like everything that's going on for you is like, okay, it's the best, because your parents are already training you. This is the best way of how we doing things. You don't really get to see, the love side. And I think until you get an adult, you don't realize that it's not love. And like Sean was saying, what I'm saying, it's more so that you believe it's love. You believe it's like you said, it's tough love. Whatever it is my parents saying do, I'm gonna do it. And it ultimately comes from love. It's deprived from love. It's deprived, from love and survival. But you know, I believe, you have an idea from your peers that, eventually that we are raised differently. Maybe mine is a different side of love, but I don't think it's more so survival until you get older and you realize, like, damn, I missed that part of my life. And then when you get older, I think that's when you realize, that you was born off survival. I don't think the whole time while you're in it, you're really detailed on, okay, well, yeah, man, I'm in survival mode. Nah, you kind of you think every part of this is love. So, and do I say the ultimate goal is love, and you look forward to every day, like, okay, well, it's tough, it's hard. Mom's struggling. Mom, this she teach me this, these lessons. I'm taking all these to live, and tomorrow, we're gonna get up. I'm gonna be happy about how I'm getting up. I don't understand that this is really survival. She's giving me the survival tactics, but right now I think it's love. So I don't think they really understand in the moment until they get older and kind of realize, that it's just really about survival.
That's a great point. And that last sentence you said, I wanna caveat off of that. Where we went to school at, me, Tap, Sean. Do you guys feel like our peers or our classmates in those moments when we were in school? Do you feel like some of them were raised off of survival, or do you feel like some of them was granted the opportunity to be raised off of love, but being, the circumstances that they were in had to live off of survival?
I think it's a mixture of both, man. Like I said, we went to Miami Northwestern, bro. Like we in the heart of the city, man. So you can say if you want to, okay, yeah, they all raised on love, they all raised on survival, but some of them through the struggles, you still have love, and I think some parents made sure they emphasized the love. Some of them just got so caught up in themselves and just only taught survival. So I believe, and me looking back now, I can look at a lot of people and be like, okay, dang, maybe they was born off survival. That's why they moved a certain way. And now I observe people now when I'm around. Now it's like, okay, dang, like it's like because even me speaking to to my lady, and I asked her the question the same. I said, what was you raised off of? And she felt like she was raised off survival. And I'm like, huh? Like, me, I've been with you for 9 years, bro. Like, I, I didn't think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how she felt, you know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things, like, you can never really look at a person and be like, okay, well, you was raised off of this, like, because sometimes they really move off of love or move in a way of love. You don't really know what they've been through or know how they was raised, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it can come from left park. So I think, us going to the inner city school, you can never really tell, you know, what a person was really raised off of, but you knew it was different from you.
100%. Brother Sean, how you feel about that?
If taught that that's what it is, then yeah. Though not everyone knows that survival is the case at hand, unfortunately. And same for people who may not know certain things went certain ways because they were being loved. Not everybody even realized that they were actually being loved. So, that's why I say hope come into play with this, for it would be true for someone to help that person along the way. Just make sure it isn't a case of the boy who cried wolf, you know,
Mm.
that story, because it may seem not to have anything to do with this, though it does. For sometimes we cry for help when we have all the tools in front of us to help and better ourselves. So make sure you are truly in a position of survival and ask for help if need be. You know, that's
Okay.
because if you, like I say, if you're in a position to where you have to survive, seek help.
How
We
easy
not.
Very,
is seeking help though?
very,
How easy is
yeah,
seeking help though?
yeah. That because I was gonna ask you that question.
I'm coming. We not in the
Especially,
Flintstone day.
that's what I'm saying. Like, especially, where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like how I was mentioning, you sometimes you don't realize that you are in survival. Or like I have kids now that they are in survival, but they don't know how to ask for help. They don't know how to speak to a man, or they don't have a man in their life. So they don't know. It's like they're lacking a lot of tools. So it's like, okay, when I'm going through a situation, how do I ask for help? How do I ask this man who I see that looks like a real man? You know what I'm saying? That looks like he has his things together and he looks kind of serious. And I'm not used to being having a serious guy around me. How do I know when it's okay to ask for help? Like, as a kid, like I know for me, I wasn't asking no man for help.
Right.
If I was, what I'm saying. So it's like, how do you know, who's available to ask for help?
Okay. You may not know the availability. That's where help come in at in itself, right?
Hmm.
So we first have to know how to help ourselves, right? And so when I was a baby, my mother chewed my food for me, but she couldn't swallow it for me. You know what I'm saying? So like in order to eat anything, you gotta open your mouth. So that's to say closed mouths don't get fed. There's a hole in the bucket, Mr. G. That's why it's no water in it. That's what my Spanish teacher at the West used to say. Because you want to have an excuse. If you already in survival mode, knowingly or unknowingly, how are you surviving then? Because you're
Hold on,
doing
hold
something.
on, hold on, bro. Hold on. There's a hole in the bucket. That's why I didn't know
No, no,
water
no,
in
no,
there,
no, no,
bro.
no, 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 no tap, no tap. You gotta go back. You gotta go back. That boy said his mama chewed his food for him, but she couldn't swallow it.
And that's as a
Woo!
baby.
That's a bar.
Bro.
That's a bar. That's a bar right there, man. Woo!
Hey, nah,
Y'all not ready for this episode. Y'all not ready for this episode. Y'all not ready for the
hey,
episode, boy.
my my my
Y'all
my
not ready for
my,
this episode.
my bad, Bishop. You could continue, but that I had to get an intermission real quick because those two bars back to back, bro. That was like some J. Cole Kendrick just now, bro. And I had to, like, really like take that in, like, cause I want these kids to hear that, bro. Like, that was a bar, bro. Like, you get caught up in those. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. My bad,
So
bro. Go ahead.
now you good, brother. We doing what we supposed to. So I say this, right? Most people in what they would consider those are impoverished neighborhoods, right? In that community. Though unfortunately a lot of people was raised under what they call family beef. No, it's not the family is beefing. No, this family beefing against this family that's not even family with them, right? Okay. So now here we go. Most people in that situation, they stand alive just to kill their enemy. That's your
Hold on.
survival though. You staying
What?
alive just to kill. You making sure you survive just to take another life. So you don't even love life. You don't even love your own, right? So I say that to say this. If it was truly about survival, why is it that people whom have tried to kill themselves, it didn't work? So
Mm,
anyone who chose to love themselves,
mm,
it ain't that it didn't work. It worked.
mm,
Hey man, y'all gotta
mm,
chill. Hey, you gotta chill, my. Hey, no, hey, not you don't
mm.
gotta chill because that,
Right now,
man, yo, man,
hey, hey,
yeah, boy,
you might gotta boo him. You gotta boo
yeah,
him.
boy. Hey, that boy, he cooking hot grits right now, boy. Eggs, grits, sausage, bacon, biscuits, man, homemade.
Breakfast.
For real. It really it really boils down to how you're surviving. I said the only thing that needs survival is something dying or dead. That's it.
We teaching lessons right now.
The
We giving
eternal,
the
the
game,
eternal,
man.
the eternal don't need none of that. What's eternal does not need any of that. It only needs love.
Hey man, hey,
Cool.
Y'all want to end the episode right now? Just go to the last
hey,
question. Just go to the last question. Just go to the
hey man,
question.
hey,
This man is
Hey,
hey. You was ready
hey,
for this
listen.
episode, bro.
Bishop.
Hey,
If you don't mind me asking, you said something, and I just want you to repeat it. You said if you not ready for the people who feel like they're raised on survival, when they try to kill themselves, it don't work, right?
Hmm.
So what are you surviving? Can you
go ahead.
repeat that statement you made for me, please?
So I said most people are staying alive just to kill their enemy. So you lack love because you don't love life because you about there, right? So now you figure, well, I gotta keep myself here just so I could take someone from here because they got me feeling however, right? So you don't even feel like surviving yourself because you know in that line of work, you live by the sword, you die by it. So you don't even have survival in you. Though what I was speaking on was how people have had suicidal attempts. And it's been people where they tried to off themselves, gun to the head, boom. God kept them alive. It loved them. Even when they didn't love themselves, God still love you. So it's people who tried to kill themselves and it didn't work. Though it is no one who tried to literally and really love themselves, because you got to learn how to do that. And it didn't work. When you choose to love you, it work every time. So love conquers all. It gonna always win.
So that
Hey,
means
what
so that
hey,
mean
what
God
Love
wasn't
thy
done with you
enemy.
then.
Love your enemy and you win in that situation. They
So
kill
so
your
so
people, you
so
kill their
so
people, nobody win.
so can your enemy be your own self?
You are your own worst enemy.
You are your own worst enemy. That's a fact. Ain't nobody out there a bigger enemy than yourself.
Are you just listen to what we just spoke on? A person who gonna implement themselves in the streets, and I get it. Some people born into it. I said that. I said that gang culture big. We all that, right? I ain't stepping on nobody's toes, right? Though if we brought in love culture, if men were able to tell another brother he loved him without feeling away like he swaying like a palm tree, right? That's an issue. You can't even tell your fellow man you love him. Why not? As a man, you won't love. Another problem, you see a brother, you don't see him as yourself. Because everybody had a mentality that they made themselves. No, that's your ego. And that's what survival is a part of. An ego. It's my territory. It's my city. It's my town. It's my this. Ain't nothing yours. You don't even own your own body. What's yours?
Hey, we finna
So the
we
least
gon'
we
we
could do is not survive. The least we could do is love. Love what was given to you.
we finna we gonna boil it down to this right here, man. This right here, we gonna boil it down and end it off with this right here. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, knowing yourself is top two over love. But when love, we put love first. Why is that? But with love, we put love first. Why is that? JB, take us out, baby.
So I feel like people have to express more love than they give out to
Ooh,
to to get love.
ooh.
That's how I feel. Because if that's number three and the top two is self esteem and knowing yourself, why is love third but people put love first? That's
Like
that's
that.
that's my question to myself. That's my question to myself. And to your answer, like I said, people wanna get love. They wanna dish out more love than they give. Like I said, I'm a giver. So when I meet a girl or if, or what yeah, when I meet a girl, I ain't gonna say what have you, because then I'm like, oh, no dating, no dating. But
Hey, if you sponsor, just say that, man. If you a sponsor, go ahead and say it, man.
like I
Chill
said
out.
though, when I ain't trying to get the show canceled. Chill, 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 chill. But but when I meet a girl, I start to give out more. I start to give more than 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 love than the love that she gives back to me, because it's like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to love a female. This is how I want to love a female. But if it's not given back to me, then it's like back to the third thing of Marlowe's industry that he done said, because I didn't learn how to love myself first, or I didn't learn how to build my self esteem up first, or and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like people put love first and then put themselves second, because they want to give out what they want to give or what receive. My fault, not give, but what they want to receive. So if I'm giving you love, I want to receive love.
Huh? Respect, brother man. Tap, what you thinking?
For a long time in my life, bro, I think I felt as if I gave you the ultimate or just love, 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 I would receive that same amount of love, and it will ultimately make me love myself because of the energy you're putting to me. Everything is like a ripple effect. I love you, you love me, now I love me. So I think that's why we kind of put love at the top. because like I said, we ultimately have those goals of wanting to be loved, or love is the destination we want to get to. So we feel like if I just push out, push out, push out, push out love, I'm going to get it. And once I get it, what I'm saying, it gives me more confidence about myself to love myself when I know someone else loves me. And I think that's what most times we get caught up in that. Like, okay, well, if they love me, man, I love myself, and I'm happy. I get to make them happy. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I think we more so live for making someone else happy, giving them joy, and that's why we bring, you know, loving ourselves to the top three versus being top one, because now we can get into this lifestyle. Love yourself or nobody will. Love yourself first. Put yourself first. I gotta put me first, Lucius. Like, what I'm saying, we getting that movement. So now we understand, okay, if I love myself, I could be better. I could be a better myself to love this person, and now I can push out more love. It's better love, because now we're coming from a great place. But we're not really taught, what I'm saying, like, I love myself first, and what I'm saying, and ultimately it'll be better. But we're taught more. So if I show you love no matter what, regardless, unconditional love, it ultimately give you that feeling of, I can love myself now because you're happy.
So how would you
Understood.
so how would you say that you love yourself? How would you know that you love yourself first instead of giving out love?
Oh man, if you ask me, I mean, we wake up every morning and you have that sense of pride about yourself. You have, a sense of where you move, like, what I'm saying, you understand that you are important. You understand that you are a walking testimony. You are a walking brand. You are important, what I'm saying? And no matter who says anything outside of what you believe about yourself, deep down who you are. You know what I am. You know what I present, and you can't tell me anything about myself now, because I'm just look at you like, hey, all right, cool, okay. I still have I know who I am, and I'm good. I ain't worried about what you talking about right now. So I think that's how you know when you love yourself first. No matter what people say, no matter what nobody said about you, you're gonna move off of love, and you're gonna move how you move. So yeah.
Bishop Sean, close it out, baby.
Love is what placed us here. God is love, and they have given each and every one of us here the free will and open opportunity to love as we are loved. Love is the greatest thing to experience, a real, true, unconditional love, right? So now the question is that I asked myself a long time ago: are you able to reciprocate the love God give you? Because everybody wants love. Everybody wants things to be reciprocated. A lot of people have the mentality of you got to give respect to get it. Once you gave it to yourself, then you gonna get it. See, I can't make nobody happy. That's something you gotta already come in the ballpark to do. If I'm on the mound and I'm pitching, I can't swing and hit the ball. See, I gotta know
Mm.
my place. I gotta know
Mm.
my place. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people haven't learned their places, right? So if it's placed on his hierarchy chart as number three, I would first have to move it up for myself because I'm here to experience love. That's what I'm here for. So, like Future said, if you love me unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
It's the truth. This is what we truly need. You know, um, I look at love itself as what they call a human. It's a need. How many people die due to the fact of lack of love? That's
Heartbreak.
killing people. So we got God, which is love, versus the devil, which is everything else. So now over here, where God is, that's the heart versus the brain, which the devil is after everyone's mind. That's why we thinking all these other thoughts outside of love. When you truly love, that's the possession you're gonna be under and nothing else. It's all right to be possessed, though it's what you possess with. You know, we have pureness and ego. So love versus survival, righteousness versus ego. It's what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
100%.
And we have to let
100.
E go. That's what we have to do. We got to learn to let E go. E got a hold on us. Take that E from ego and put it after that LOV. That's what you need. That love. Love
Yes,
yourself. Tell
sir.
yourself you love yourself. Never forget about you. Never
Yes,
forget about
sir.
you. Always put
Ever.
you first, especially as a
Always.
man. Put you first
Always.
because if you have a family and you a man, they depending on you.
Mm-hmm.
What gonna
1,000%.
happen once you fall? Everything else begin to fail.
Whole foundation gone. Everything
So
gone.
and that's beautiful, cool. And I'm a hush. Foundation, man. Let the foundation be built on love, with love, for love.
One thousand
That's all
percent.
I got to
And
say.
with that, we're gonna close out a little different today, man. I got a little poem for y'all. It's called "Love Will Survive." Love is stronger than death, more precious than life. Until you find it, you may disagree, but you will confirm it when it has touched you. Death's sting cannot disarm love. It is a veil that we all travel through. Life is but a time interval where love flourishes and exists, and death is an open door, and we all pass through. Love lives in the heart, but is more than the heart. It is a part of the soul that is eternal. And once in eternity, love will be waiting and not left. All else may die, but love will survive. David Wood. With that being said, we are Up the Score Podcast. I'm your boy Cool. Got my boy Bishop Sean the Dunn. Got my boy Tap. And got Mr. Can't Get It Right, JB himself. This is our last episode of season 1, man. We appreciate y'all for showing love, man. Sharing, commenting, subscribing to our show, man. Thank y'all so much for following us, man. Make sure y'all tap into our next season 2 as we give y'all more gems and more diamonds to follow, man. We are out. Up the Score. Let's get it.